Hi guys, my name is Hannah and I am a fruitarian or high carb raw vegan. I've been following this lifestyle for almost 3 years now, but I wouldn't consider myself to have been fully committed to my health until this past March. Until then, I was still restricting my calories. I come from an eating disordered past, have been restricting my calories since about the time I was probably 14, just about 8 years. I'm now 22. And while I wasn't necessarily intentionally or consciously or maliciously restricting my calories for the time that I've been on the 80-10-10 diet, I still was, and there were certainly times when it was malicious. It was in the same spirit that it always has been in my eating disordered mindset and lack of self-love in the way that I treated myself. So at one point I had heard about the 30 bananas a day style of high-calorie fruit consumption, and I dabbled in it, and of course with such a history of calorie restriction, I started to gain weight, and I wasn't ready for that yet. And I stopped, and I went back to restricting, and this went on for about, until this past March. And because I had such an iron will conditioned by my years of anorexia, I could get away with it. I didn't, I never ate cooked food or fell off the wagon or anything. But I paid the price around probably about a year ago, or earlier than that even, almost a year and a half ago at this point. My health really started to suffer. My digestion just went down the tubes. I was constantly bloated, constipated, and felt like there was just layers and layers of intestinal backup in my gut, and it just felt like toxic sludge was not moving through. And with that, of course, my energy was absolutely sapped. I felt trapped. I felt terrible. I didn't want to move. I stopped enjoying exercise. I barely exercised at all. I felt angry and frustrated that I felt like I, couldn't live my life fully. I couldn't engage. I felt like I couldn't enjoy anything anymore. It's amazing how much is really connected to everything that goes on down here, and how that affects the rest of our emotions and the way that we can move and, live in life. It feels impossible when that's going on. So I knew deep down that I wouldn't be able to heal unless I started eating unlimited calories from fruit. And there's this battle that goes on in your mind about why is that? It's not scientifically or mathematically logical. Why do we need so much fruit? I don't know. But I knew on a gut level that, literally gut level, that that's what I needed to do. And of course, I had, seen other people's stories going through that and them coming out the other side and feeling amazing and it working. And slowly but surely, I was doing the emotional work that I hadn't done in the past, that was allowing me to slowly realize that that's what I needed to do too. And slowly allowing me to feel worthy of that as well, which is, I think, 99% of the problem. So this all kind of came to a head after trying everything else I could possibly think of, adjusting how much I slept, how much I ate of certain things but not other things, and particular fruits and more juicy fruits and less juicy fruits, and list goes on. Nothing worked. The only thing I hadn't tried yet was really fully committing myself to eating unlimited calories from fruit, of course, because that's scary. And the last straw was actually when my good friends passed away unexpectedly in a car crash. And I hadn't really been in contact with her in a while, but we were close when we were good friends. And she was such a spirited and beautiful, life enthusiastic person. And seeing that taken away at an untimely time was really what kind of kicked me in the butt and made me really understand that I was missing out on everything that I loved in life, simply because I was afraid of gaining weight. And isn't that the story of our lives as eating disordered individuals? And I had finally gotten to the place where that was just not going to fly anymore. And it might take a really long time for you to get there too, or for anyone. But I had finally gotten there. Finally. Oh my God, 8 years. Down the drain. Well, no, they got me to where I am now, so I'm happy. But I finally got to that point. And just so happened that evening I got home, I was hungry and, drained emotionally from the day. And I had a few bunches of ripe bananas in my room, ate them, felt good, and realized as I was sitting in bed, about to fall asleep, that I had eaten over 3,000 calories that day, and I felt really good. Better than I had in months, which was, just any kind of relief from the kind of chronic torso area pain that I was feeling was much welcomed. And, I'd been kind of mentally at that edge of being ready to jump, like take the leap and commit to that part of my health, which really is all parts. And so that night was the last. That was the kicker. And since then, I've been fully committed to eating over 2,500 calories, which is the recommended for women, by 30 bananas a day. And I'd always felt a real resistance and defensiveness towards those numbers and them being set for everyone. But it's funny that once you realize your own defensiveness towards something is absolutely coming from a place of just fear and your own ego, that you just totally get it. It's like you're carved up, and now it's like, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. So of course, did I gain weight? Yeah, I did. I've gained at least 15 pounds, possibly 20. But I don't weigh myself. I don't do that. I've just had to buy new clothes a couple times. And, that happened. But at the same time, what else happened? My digestive problems started healing instantly. And now I'm almost back to normal. And I have to be really consistent, of course. Enough water, enough fruit, enough sleep, exercise, and, love in your life. All of it. But I honestly didn't think it was going to be possible. I felt like I was just damaged goods at that point, that I was never going to find relief again. I was never going to feel normal again, never going to enjoy exercise again, never going to feel happy. And all that changed, started going towards perfect and optimal from the get-go. And I also started gaining weight right away, noticed that right away too. But not feeling depressed and angry anymore, not feeling like I wanted to just punch someone in the face because I was so uncomfortable in my bowels. All of that really outweighed the weight gain. I don't know if that counts as a pun or not, but it kind of sounds like one. And I mean, you get to a point where I think that eating disordered individuals, we think that our biggest fear is to gain weight, or to be out of control with our bodies. I think that we get to a point where the bigger fear is to never be able to feel like we're really living. And ultimately, hopefully that one wins out for you. It did for me, thank God. And I know that, there's, if you're part of the 30 Bad community, or just the larger high-carb raw vegan community, I'm sure you've heard, well, as eating disordered or calorie restricted people, and we have calorie restriction in our past, that will most likely gain weight in the beginning and then lose it eventually, that we'll slowly start seeing that come off. I have, I've only been doing this for 3 months, and I'm not experiencing that yet. I wouldn't expect to. I think that Freely makes a really good analogy between us mistreating our bodies and someone cheating on you in a relationship. Like, your body's not going to trust you right away. We've been abusing ourselves for so long. Like, it's going to take a little while to gain back our trust, or its trust. It is part of us, kind of ours. But anyways, but I wanted to make this video now, when I'm, either still, I don't feel fat, but when I'm, not as slim as I used to be, or perfectly fit, because I really, I've gotten to this place where it really doesn't matter if that happens anymore. Like, it doesn't, because I was just so desperate to feel good again, to feel happy and to have energy, to be able to go to the gym or go running and just feel alive. I hadn't felt that for quite a while, and finally do again. And that just your weight just doesn't matter when it comes to that. Feeling happy and healthy and just excited about life is so much more important. And in addition to that, I really feel like I've come to embrace my weight gain as a sign of healing, that my body's doing work. 8 years worth of damage is under construction and being improved upon. And that's exciting. it's really, really, really mind-blowing, the kind of healing that our bodies can do. Um, it's inspiring. It's amazing. I just find it so, so incredible. So I wanted to make this video now because I want to share that with others who I know so many of us who come to this lifestyle are coming from a place of past self-abuse, namely calorie restriction or eating another form of eating disorder. And I think the hardest part for us to really fully embrace it is that we don't necessarily have the self-love that it takes to treat ourselves the way we know that we should be treated. Eating all the fruit we care for, and sleeping well, and having loving relationships in our lives, and staying hydrated. Anything that you're doing that's good for you is hard to do when you have a habit or an addiction to not loving yourself, to hurting yourself, really. And getting through that is probably the toughest part of, eating a high-carb, raw vegan diet and living that lifestyle. And I just want to, put myself out there as someone who is going through this and is feeling the rewards of eating this way and of eating unlimited calories, particularly in this lifestyle. And I want to emphasize that we should be just embracing, if you're going through this too, if you're scared about doing it, we should really be embracing our body shifts, our weight gain, our bigger boobs, and any other part of you as just, sign of life, sign of healing and getting better and feeling amazing. That's the real reward, Like maybe one day down the line we'll shed whatever our bodies don't need. They're done healing, but who cares? Like, just love yourself now, your bodies now, because feeling like this worth so much more than looking any which way. I want to share that with other people. If you're also coming from an eating disorder history, if you are also struggling with the possibility of or the actuality of gaining weight on this lifestyle, and from eating all the fruit you care for, please reach out to me and share your story with me. I would love to hear about others. I'd love to, give encouragement. Don't wait to share your story until you've lost the weight or you've gotten whatever goal you think you have out of this, because the whole experience is what matters, and namely just having mental clarity that is your reward. It's not the weight loss. It's not. So yeah, please share and let me know about your own experiences. Embrace this body now. Eat all the fruit you care for and feel amazing. Okay? Thank you for listening, and hope you have a great day.